Hi, my name is Grant. I'm the team leader of Nebula Games, and this is our devlog for June 2018. So, where are we up to with the project currently? Well, for a lot of the team, this month was all about planning, and even more planning. We got together and outlined every feature we wanted to put into our game, every system we wanted to develop, and every asset we wanted to create. The Tranzfuser Sessions call with Michael Cameron proved to be very helpful throughout this planning process. The call gave us information on the pillars of game design. These are fundamentals that everything in our game should try to encapsulate in some way. On screen, you can see a few of the pillars we use when designing our game. We use these because we understand that the project we are creating is meant to be a small, well-polished prototype. We wanted to make sure that this project was focused on its core features. So after the initial planning stage, we broke off into 3 separate teams. I stayed on the project management and I set up the team's hack and plan, which outlined everything we're going to do throughout this entire project. This online resource allowed us to create individual tasks and assign them to individuals with our team. Our hope is that setting up the project plan early will allow the project to run smoothly throughout. Just before we go back into looking what the game is currently looking like with our other team members, I just want to run you through what else I've been doing as well. So, we've contracted out a couple of things already during the start of the process. So far, we've hired 2 concept artists. One we had to let go because of time restrictions and not meeting deadlines, and the other one we are currently still working with. We have found an awesome composer though, and we're hoping to get most of the music done by around week 6 in the project.
Hi, I'm Abby, lead artist here at Nebula Games. For this month, my main tasks were based on researching our chosen time period. We wanted our game to feel as authentic as possible. The Industrial Revolution was such an exciting time with so many different new inventions being created. Doing our research at the beginning of the month meant that our models would be informed and better when it came time to create them. Once the research was completed, it was on to creating an asset list and then modelling as many assets as I could. One of my main responsibilities when creating assets for the game was to ensure that we had incorporated our pillars into each of the designs. Early Victorian London was easy to research, but adapting these elements to fit in a steampunk world has proven to be an interesting challenge. For our project, we have chosen to ensure everything we are going to need is modelled and unwrapped, and then later in the project we will texture them all together. This would ensure continuity within the texture work.
Hi, I'm John. I'm one of the lead programmers here on the Nebula Games team. This month mainly revolved around mechanics planning as well as the implementation of various mechanics and systems. The main systems that were implemented this month were the random level and weapon generation systems, as well as the AI of each basic enemy type. We wanted to try and get these implemented as early as possible, so we made blockouts of each type of the enemy so we could test functionality. Each of the 4 types have been put into the project and are functional, working well together, only needing some slight refinement as well as the creating and implementation of various art assets.
Hi, I'm Dan, the character artist and animator for the team. My main goal this month was to fully create one of our main protagonists, the female cog twin. Because our game is set in a steampunk Victorian era, one of our main design pillars was to really focus on emphasizing the mechanical features of the characters. This led to the cog twins having mechanical joints and a really bold mechanical disjointed jaw. After the character was fully modelled, I moved on to skinning and rigging the character. One of the main features we wanted in our game was a natural flowing cape. This was done using the cloth modifier in Unity. After this was implemented, we started adding basic movement systems such as walking and running to get a feel for how the player moves in the environment and how they interact with objects.
Hi, I'm Callum, one of the gameplay programmers on the team. Although I've joined the project late, I've managed to get quite a bit of work done. We've also got a couple of the challenge rooms finished, one of which is a survival game mode where players will have to fend off against a barrage of enemies over a set length of time. And we also have the Crash Bandicoot style ticker run, where players will be chased by a horde of tickers while they avoid obstacles on their way to the finish to try and escape them.
So that's where we are. The project's progressing nicely at this stage. We're currently at an internal milestone of minimum viable internal product, meaning all the basic game functionality is currently in the game and ready to go. We're just refining and refining and refining as we go out through this process.